Hey guys, this is Amarathe here again, playing another game of League of Legends. Today I'm going to do a jungle video. This is just some footage of one of my V games that I played earlier on today, but I will have footage from other junglers coming up soon. At the moment it's definitely my favourite lane. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why, a little bit about my how-to, my build with V especially, and yeah, just some of my thoughts.
Why can't I get a straight answer? It's always just, oh no, stop hitting me! Ow, my face!
Okay, so starting with V, I'll either invade or I'll play safe, but I always start with blue. She's quite a mana-hungry champion. Plus the cooldown reduction is quite nice, because it reduces the cooldown that her her fists recharge, and the cooldown of her Q, her jump. I like to start with W for the denting blows, for the increased damage for single target mob clearance. I also then level my Q. It gives me the maneuverability for the early ganks, as well as nice AoE damage for the farm. As you see now, I leveled my Q nice and early. Helped me get in for that gank. Unfortunately the volley bear just gets away, but yeah, point proven. Okay, coming up into this gank as well, it's kind of like knowing when to use your ulti. It's difficult when they're not all clustered together, because you obviously want to try and get as much CC as possible, but it does a relatively nice amount of damage, but most importantly it stuns for the second and a half. So Quinn at low health at the tower, you know, just to save her, just a quick ulti, charge straight to, save the teammate, and yeah, got a kill as well. Okay, now talking about my build as V, I'm convinced this is one of the strongest builds for her, particularly in the jungle. I always start off with Hunter's Machete, 5 health pots, and depending on how I'm feeling, I'll either go for the standard ward totem or I'll go for the lens totem. Generally I'll go for the ward totem because it gives me better counter jungle visibility. On my first back I always get the Spirit Stone because of the sustain that it gives with the restoration of the HP and the mana depending on damage scale. Also because of the increased damage to jungle creeps. Obviously increases your jungle speed, never a bad thing. Generally I also try and get the first boots as well. I don't always try and complete my boots very quickly, but I always get the first one obviously just to be able to keep up. You have a long range dive, you know, you have a big gap closer and something good for an escape, as you'll see coming up now. But yeah, it's like you just have to have the first boots at least as early as possible. Also it helps with jungle clearance speed because you're not spending the majority of the time walking to and from, you know, you're speeding up the actual time that you're on mobs. And then I always rush Spirit of the Elder Lizard, obviously. Increased attack damage, cooldown reduction, the passive true damage stop, very nice. And obviously all of the sustain and jungle clearance speed stuff that you get with that as well. Excellent. After finishing building the Spirit of the Elder Lizard, my build generally stays relatively the same, but it is quite situational. I will always get a Sunfire Cape for the armour, for the health, and for the extra damage. I will almost always get a Randuin's Omen as well, again for the health, for the armour, and because generally I'm going to be in the centre of the fight, the carry's going to be shooting me, you know. If I'm on their face, I want them to do as little damage to me as possible. I also want to be doing damage to them just passively and reducing their attack speed and move speed. Makes their escapes harder, also means they'll do less damage, so you know, an all-round good item. Following from Randuin's Omen, I always get Vampiric Scepter for lifesteal. I'll build that into a Blade of the Ruined King, which works very well because of the passive attack speed increase through these denting blows. Also you hit the percentage of health every third hit. It really boosts her damage and her survivability capabilities as well. It's really good. And then I usually polish up with, depending on what their team's like, either some magic resist, maybe some more armour if they're all AD, you know, you can't have too much damage reduction. And obviously amongst your builds, wherever you can, you want to build in your boots. Generally I go Mercury Treads, but sometimes Ninja Tabi because it's not very uncommon to have an AD top, an AD mid, an AD jungle, an AD carry, and a support, so just remember to always build situationally and that's what helps win these games, is having a tank, having the CC, being able to take the hits. Right, I hope you guys found this video useful.